Hey yogis, it's Kim. We're going to do what I call a long ass day practice today. So just something really slow, chill, won't be very long at all. Some holds. It's the best thing to do when you come home. All you want to do is sit on the couch, but just a little bit of movement is going to help you feel a little better. So put on really comfy clothes. Grab yourself a blanket. Any blanket will do. And a couple of pillows. I just grabbed some off the couch. They don't have to be anything special. And we'll get started. So we're going to dive right in just with a ragdoll pose. So none of these poses today have to look pretty. They just have to feel good. So find your feet, get them roughly parallel. They can have a little bit of space between them, ground into them, and then really bend the knees and let the belly come to the thighs here and let the head go. That is key. Just let the whole head go. Let the crown of the head face the earth, like your brains are just going to spill out the top. You can grab opposite elbows here, or if you want, you can simply let the hands just hang. And then find your breath. Notice it coming in and out of the nostrils. Begin to watch it travel up and down the spine. So inhale in through the nostrils, in down the spine. And exhale back up and out through the nose. Inhaling in and down, creating space in the back. Exhaling back out, spilling a little deeper. Inhaling fully. Exhaling completely. Stick with the breath. Stick with watching it. And let yourself give a little extra focus to the exhales here. See if you can just really let something go with each exhale. See if you can let the exhales get a little longer. Let the head get a little heavier. Let the arms get a little heavier. Let the shoulders go. And just sort of notice where the body is. See if you can fill the areas that need extra love with a little more breath. I'm going to move here straight into child's pose. I'm going to do this with some props here. So we just have to get down on our knees. This does not have to be graceful. Getting the shins down to the earth. Now, if you would like, you can take this blanket and you can even fold it up a little bit higher and set it on top of the heels, on top of the calves here. And then go ahead and grab a pillow and bring it underneath of you. So tops of the feet on the ground, sit back on the heels or the blanket. Knees can be together, knees can be wide. Together is going to get a little more openness through the back body. Wide's going to get a little more openness through the hips. So whatever you choose, start to spill down and then gather up your pillow underneath of you so you've got something to lay on. And then let the head spill down from here. The arms can be extended out in front of you. They could also be by your sides here. Return to this idea of the breath moving up and down the spine. And start to focus a little bit more on creating space in the back body. So see if you can get the back of the ribs to expand and sink. See if you can get the lower back to expand And sink. See if you can get the hips to expand. And sink. And even as you continue creating space and a little bit of buoyancy in the back body, let yourself notice what's touching the ground. So the tops of the feet, the tops of the toes, the shins. Depending on how you've arranged yourself, maybe the forehead, maybe parts of the arms and hands. So these inhales create buoyancy, and these exhales just acknowledge those grounded pieces of you. One more really full breath here. Letting the exhale be really big. And then we're going to round ourselves up to a seat. So we're just going to kind of roll the spine up, let the head be last. We're moving really nice and slowly here. When we get to sitting up on our shins, let the head float its way up. Or bring the shoulders up and then down and back. Just one more like that. Bring the shoulders up and then back and down. And then just the other way, really simple. Shoulders come back and up and then forward and down. One more. Shoulders go back and up and forward and down. We're going to floss the hips a little bit. So moving your props out of the way, we're going to find a tabletop-like position. No blanket needed. I'm just using it here as I reorient for something comfy for the hands to go on. So find that stability through the shoulders here. Just a little bit of effort to make sure we're stable. Little gathering through the low back. And then we're going to bring this right leg out to the side. Put the sole of the foot on the earth. And the toes can angle whatever way you need them. So they can be forward, to the side, or most likely somewhere in between. Just make sure that the knee follows the same direction as the toes. And then we just get to make it up. We're just exploring the hip. So you can start with some nice circle movements here, letting your weight sort of shift around in that foot. I have the right foot on the ground, so feeling the weight move around between the ball, the pinky toe side, and the heel. And then maybe switching directions here. And then maybe start to bring the knee joint into it so we can sort of straighten and bend. And then we can start to play around with the foot itself. So maybe it comes up on its toes. Maybe it comes up on just the heel. And maybe we connect this with some of those circular movements. So we can just move around in any way that feels good, that feels organic, that gets a little movement through the hip joint, but also through anything around it, anything connecting to it. Through the knee, through the ankle, through the waist. Good. And then take this right foot, or whichever one you have, work on angling the right toes forward, so towards the same direction the crown of the head is facing. And we won't be here long, but sit back on this left heel. If you don't find that to be accessible, this is a modified child's pose. So if you don't find that to be accessible, again, use your blanket. If you want that pillow again, grab it. And we're going to spill down from here. You should start to get a nice groin stretch in that extended leg. Breathing into that. So we're still breathing into the back body, into the back of the heart. We're also breathing into that right hip, into the inner line of the right leg, into the back of the right knee, or whichever leg is extended. Good. Find the buoyancy on the inhales and the grounding down on the exhales. And then lift your way up from here. So we can make this gentle, right? We can just sort of come back and roll up. If that's uncomfortable for the knee, you could instead shift onto the hands first. But eventually resetting the hands down. Bringing this extended knee back in, and we'll simply switch sides. So find the groundedness through the hands, find that little stability in the shoulders, little gathering of the low belly, just so we move from a supported place. And then pick the opposite foot. For me, it'll be the left foot, up out to the side. And the foot can go where it wants to. It can face forward, out, somewhere in between, just so long as the knee and the toes face the same direction. And we'll just start moving. So again, maybe you start moving with those circles. Finding your breath here and letting it go along with the movement. So we're not breathing in isolation, we're not moving in isolation. They're working together. Maybe the knee comes into this more, bending and extending through the knee joint. You can let the body move along with that. And then maybe the foot starts to come into this. Maybe you come up on the toes here. Maybe you come up on the heel here. Maybe the foot moves around in space. Maybe all of this starts to link together. Knee, ankle, foot, hip. You can bring those circular movements back into this. This can be as fast or as slow as you need. You can pause anywhere that feels good. And then resetting the hips, somewhat on center. We'll find that same child's pose variation. So those left toes or the extended leg toes face forward, that knee will follow. We're going to sit back on that right heel. So again, you can use your blanket here. Sit back. This should feel comfy and yummy. You can adjust as you need. You can grab a pillow, just squish underneath of you and spill onto it. Start with the back. Start breathing space into the back ribs and the back of the heart. Those exhales anchor you. Keep going into the low back and that left hip. Breathing in space and exhaling to anchor. Breathing into that left leg or the extended leg, into the inside line of it, into the knee joint. Letting yourself be comfortable within this pose. You may feel it working a little bit, but let it still be comfortable. And then from here, lifting your way up out of this in whatever way feels accessible to you. And we'll do one last little bit on our wrists here. So re-bring that left knee in. We'll find a tabletop. And we're just going to move through the wrists a little. A lot of us spend a lot of time on the computer or even on our phones, using the hands and wrists in the same position day after day and hour after hour. So we just want to find some variability in the movement here. So I just have some weight in my hands and my fingers are really strong here. And I'm simply shifting the weight around in circles. This can be big or this can be really little. I have some integrity in the shoulder girdle so I'm not collapsing. And then we're going to take our fingers and we're going to rotate them out. So the hands can go a little bit wider if you want. And I'm just going to really extend away from one arm as I lean into the other. And then I'm going to switch. I'm going to extend away from the other. And just kind of moving back and forth there. Breathing down the arm line here. So we're still breathing into the back of the heart, but we're also breathing down the line of the arms. And then we're going to switch the wrists around again, or the hands around. Let the fingers face towards you. You can do this one hand at a time if you need. If you have a tendency to hyperextend, you might want to bring a little bend in the elbows. And again, strong through the fingers, and try to even out the weight. So you'll notice if all the weight wants to go on the pinky side or the thumb side. Try to even that out. And then you can start to lean back a little bit. We're starting with the palms down. If you need to move in and out of this some, you can. And we're going to peel the palms up, so you can sit back a little more as you peel the palms up. The thumbs might lift, but try to keep the other fingers grounded. Breathing down the arm line into the wrists. And then our last little bit of wrist work here, we'll peel this all up. We're going to make little fists here. We're going to try and keep these as tight as we can. Bring your fists together. Bring the backs of the fists onto the earth here. And so a couple things we're going to want to do. We're going to leave the backs of the hands on the earth. We're going to also try and keep these fists as tight as we can. So it's going to get strangely tricky. So find your fists, ground through the back, and then you can lift the hips and body, and you're working to straighten the elbows. And you'll find here, there's this point where the fingers want to start to curl up. So try to keep working to keep those fingers in. You can adjust the knees around as you need. Again, breathing down the arm line. Keeping that integrity in the shoulder girdle. We're working on finding space. And then releasing that. We're going to make our way to a little seat. So coming back, rolling the hips over to one side, and then finding a seat. We're just going to take a nice little seated twist here. So you'll bring the left knee down, knee faces roughly forward, cross the right leg over with the sole of the foot on the earth. If you prefer, this left leg can go forward. We're going to lengthen up from here. We're going to take this left arm, and you're going to really hug in this right leg nice and tight, and then keep it there as you re-lengthen up, ground through the sit bones, lengthen through the crown of the head, and then you're going to twist over to the right, and this right hand can move around behind you. The fingers can tent in close to the lower back. And then let's play with the gaze. So first, find your base, ground through the sit bones, lengthen through the crown of the head, find the twist, and then look back behind you. Let the left shoulder sink down and away, that's the front shoulder, and then look forward. Let the right shoulder sink down and away, let the shoulder blades slide down, and then come to center. And then again, look behind you, take a full breath. Look in front of you, take a full breath. And then come back to center. Just sort of isolate the spine. And then we'll simply unfurl. We're going to switch the cross of the legs. So this right knee can bend. Left leg crosses over, sole of the foot on the earth. If you would prefer, the right leg can be straight here. Ground, take the right arm, wrap this left leg, gather it in, lengthen up, and then start to twist. Bring the left fingertips to the ground behind you. Ground down through the sit bones. Gather through the low belly. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Find that twist in the thoracic spine. And then gaze back behind you. Let the right shoulder sink down. And then look forward. Let the back shoulder and shoulder blades sink down. And then look on center. Work on the twist of the spine. Once again, gaze back behind you. Take a full breath. Gaze forward. Take a full breath. And then look on center. Twist through the spine. And then release this. We're just going to find a puppy pose. before we start to bring this to an end. So I'm going to use a couple of props here. I'm going to make a little pile. I'm going to make this puppy nice and comfy and restorative. So I know my shoulders tend to be a little tight, so I've got a little bit higher pile. You can always have this be a little bit lower. We're going to lift up and make a tabletop over our pile, and we're going to leave, what are these? Hips. You're going to leave your hips over the knees the whole time. And then I'm going to start to walk the hands forward. And I can adjust my pile as I need and let the heart sink down onto this pile and gather a little through the low belly, and then just let the head drop. So we're breathing space here into the front body, into the armpits, into the shoulders. If you would like, you can turn the palms so the thumbs face up. That might just change the openness, change the stretch a little bit. Find the breath here. Breathe into the armpits, breathe into the shoulders. Breathe into the ribs and breathe into the front of the heart here. Let your exhales allow you to sink down into your prop pile. Let your neck go, let your head go. Just another 2 breaths here. See if you can get a little extra length out of the side waist even. And then from here, we're going to start to walk ourselves back up out of this. So slowly walking the hands back, lifting your way up. And we're going to find a comfortable seat. So you can take your blanket here. You could even use a pillow. Moving it into a seat. So you can fold it up in a way that you like. It helps to have, to sit so that this folded edge is facing forward. I'm going to find just a little bit of breath work here. So I want the hips higher than the knees. That's why I've made this little seat here. If you know you're tight, make a whole stack. Sit up on all the pillows. If you find sitting on the floor uncomfortable, sit in a chair, sit on your couch. Wherever you've landed, ground through the sit bones. Gather a little through the low belly. We're gonna be breathing. We're doing alternate nostril breaths. We're gonna be breathing in the left nostril, hold out the right nostril. In the right nostril, hold out the left nostril. That'll be 1 round, and we're going to take a few rounds. So the left hand just goes somewhere that's comfortable. You're going to take the pinky and the ring finger of the right hand, and you're going to bring it to the left nostril. And then you're going to take the thumb of the right hand, you're going to bring it to the right nostril. And then the pointer and middle fingers, your choice, they can go up to the middle of the forehead, to the third eye, or they can tuck into the palm here, whichever feels more comfortable to you. So go ahead and set your hand up on the nostrils. We'll take 1 full breath first. You can close the eyes and inhale fully. Exhale completely. Using the thumb to close the right nostril. Inhale left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale right 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale right 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the breath, release the hand. Let the breath return to normal. Let it be nice and full. Let yourself feel grounded through your seat here. And as you feel grounded, let the spine feel long. Let the shoulders and the head feel light, as if they're floating. Let the breath feel at ease. One last pose, a modification on our Savasana. But as we move, take this ease and this lightness with you. So very lightly let the eyes blink. We're going to move off of your blanket. We're going to roll it. So bring it out in front of you. So if you've folded it up tight, you're going to unfold it until you've got a nice square rectangle. Take the folded edge towards you, or a folded edge, and then you're just going to roll a little blanket roll. Doesn't have to be too big. You're going to bring it onto your mat. It's going to go parallel with the short end. This is what your shoulders are going to go on. You're going to take your pillows and you're going to put them about where your knees will go. So sit yourself in between these pieces. Put the legs over the pillows. You can adjust them around as you need. Grab the backs of the thighs, roll onto the back, and get this blanket roll under the shoulder blades, under the scapula, under your wings. So roll it around as you need. And then as you spill back, you should feel the heart open. The arms can go overhead, they can go by the sides, they can go wide. Maybe take a moment to lengthen the tailbone down. Let the eyes close. Breathe into the collarbones, into the front of the heart. As always, your exhales ground you down. Let the breath create a sense of lightness. But let the exhales create a sense of groundedness. Feeling supported by your props and by the earth. Let yourself surrender. Stay here for as long as you need. I hope your day feels a little bit better. You have earned your couch time after this. Thank you all so much for joining me. Peace for the body, peace for the mind, and peace for the spirit.